Hello everybody. This is like take 22. Hopefully we get through this one. Okay, so hopefully the camera's centered. Hopefully everything will go right this time. I'm Jacob Ordridge. This is Grill Team 6. And I'm going to tell you tonight about the Funyuns story. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Funyuns are. And if you don't, they're like onion rings, potato chips, like the onion flavor, but it's there will be a picture of them in the thumbnail. So I even got dressed out in my school uniform for this, and it's kind of plays a big part in the story. Not the uniform, but my school. And many of y'all know Appalachian Christian Academy, free publicity. It was a private school, and what it was we had this convention we went to every year, and like the convention, all the schools around that area or the region would come together at this camp to compete, and I really don't know what the point of it was, but we had to go on a 6-hour van ride there, and we stayed there for a week. Okay, so the guys got a little like dorm type of thing, and if you've seen a dorm, you know what I'm talking about. 2 beds, nice little comfortable setting for 2 people to live in. 8 people lived in that dorm bunk room. I would call it probably a broom closet, in my opinion, because it was 4 bunk beds in one little space. Like, it must have been like 10 by 12 foot. Like, it was so cramped. And like 8 guys living in there for a week. We went there Sunday night and left Friday, whenever we could get away. And so that's just trying to give y'all a little backstory. So we go to the convention or whatever, and it's me, 6 other people from the school, 6 other guys, the principal / pastor in that room. And the main character in this story is obviously me, but the culprit in this story, we're just going to call him Alan. And I known Alan for a long time. We were friends and whatever, but he's actually the reason this story happened. And we get there, and if you guys have ever wore contacts, you know what I'm talking about. Has your dermatologist or physician or whatever you want to call it, Jacob, dermatologist, I know what a dermatologist is. Your eye care professional told you that you're not supposed to sleep in contacts? Mine did, and this was back when I didn't wear the glasses or whatever. I wore contacts, and I'm blabbering, but it's okay. I wore contacts, and you're not supposed to sleep in them, whatever. Cool. Well, I had forgot my solution in a contact case that week. So I figured, I was just going to buck up and, cowboy up and, be a big man and sleep in contacts. Well, Alan, he was the clown of the group. Like, he always got picked on or whatever. And always, like, the class clown. And he had made this statement the first night we was there that, and I quote, "If you fart bare butt on somebody's pillow, they will get pink eye." And I said, you're full of crap. That's not true. Yada, yada, yada. So I go out of the room, to like take a shower or something. And I come back and, nobody was really talking, which was weird. And, we go to bed, and like I said, I slept in my contacts. And next morning, I wake up, and my left eye is completely red. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got an eye infection. I knew I shouldn't have slept in these contacts. Well, the dilemma was was, it's kind of ironic that I got contacts in, but that's beside the point right now. Anyway, you know, I'm like, I got an eye infection or whatever. So I go take the contact out. I'm like, I'm just going to go through my right eye. And, you know, nobody really said anything about, you know, Alan's previous statement. And, you know, I never thought of it, you know. So we just go on about the day. And here's how the schedule was. You wake up at the ass crack of dawn to go eat breakfast. Like, it is still dark outside. And if you guys know me, no, I'm good. I do not do mornings, and it was, I still hate it. Okay, so you go eat breakfast, go to a competition, you know, then you kind of have free time. Then you go eat lunch, go to some more competitions. Then you have dinner and go to the church service that night. And then you have free time, you go to a rally service at night, and you finally get in bed about 1 p.m. No. From Monday till Friday, I only went to the stuff I had to go to. And, you know, kind of just make my way. Because my breakfast, sleep, lunch, sleep, dinner. Well, damn, that's kind of what I do now. But that's beside the point. And so my eye ends up getting worse. And like, it is legitimately almost swollen shut. So I'm going around wearing sunglasses everywhere. Like, it is bad because it's killing me. So we get to Wednesday, and Alan had messed with me the whole week, you know, just picking at me, and I'm like, dude, I'm not in the mood for it. And I bought a bag of Funyuns at the vending machine. And we go from lunch into the dorm, and I'm like, you know, we're going to sleep or whatever. So, you know, we're on a bunk bed, right? I'm up on top, he's on the bottom bunk bed. And, you know, he kept on punching my mattress and grabbing at the, you know, whatever. He's like, I'm going to get your bag of Funyuns, Jacob. I'm going to get your bag of Funyuns. And I'm sitting there, and I said, I hope to God you come up here and get this bag of Funyuns. I hope to God you do. So I'm going, you know, just chilling out, trying not to focus on the fact that my eyes, I have pink eye right now. So I go, and I went to sleep, and just trying to get in perspective. I went to sleep like this, with my hand in the bag of Funyuns. Okay. I personally only remember part of this story to this, from the story I'm about to tell you. This is just what I've been told. There was the other 4 guys in the room were in there, and yeah, they was asleep as well. And but one was getting ready for, you know, a competition. You know, he's getting dressed or whatever. And Alan says, hey, Aaron, watch this. I'm gonna get those Funyuns. And I'm telling this from Aaron's perspective, or at least what he told me. And Aaron says, I wouldn't do that. He's like, Jacob's going to mess you up if you go up there. He's like, you done gave him pink eye. He's like, you know, Alan says, you know, that wasn't true, blah, yada, yada, yada. So he goes and he climbs up on the bunk bed. And if y'all have seen bunk beds, you know, these were ones, you know, it had the little staircase or whatever that you go up, ladder, whatever. And it had a rail on it. And he grabs on top of the rail. And he goes to grab my bag of Funyuns. Okay? Keep in mind, I'm in a dead sleep at this point. And I'm sleeping like this, okay? There's the wall, there's the rail, there's Alan. So I'm sleeping like this, and I felt the bag of Funyuns move. And I'm like, oh, hell no, not my Funyuns. So I go and I turn over like this, and this is the only part I remember. I saw the dude, Alan, looking at me. And he's sitting there and he's smiling like that at me. Now, I don't like getting woken up, and it was just not his day to mess with Jacob. Because I looked at him, and this is probably like time lapse, like roll over, look at him. stare down, and this feeling of absolute rage just comes over me. My hand is still in the bag of Funyuns. So I'm just chilling out, looking at him like it's a stare down for like, it seemed like forever, but it's probably like 5 seconds. And I reared back and hit him with all of my might. That's the last thing I remember. And I roll over and go back to sleep. Okay. Again, this is done from my perspective. Aaron told me this part. Apparently, I had knocked him out and off of the bunk bed. And you know, bunk beds are significantly, you know, a little bit above the ground. And he falls onto the floor. And it was like a big thud or whatever. He said it shook the room. Now keep in mind, Alan's kind of a bigger guy. So I can understand, you know, the room shaking. So, you know, he finishes getting ready, you know, with Alan just knocked out. And he says 5 minutes go by and he finally hears Alan, you know, crawling around, and he gets back in bed and goes to sleep. And Aaron actually leaves the room. And he walks out, and the people that was running the camp was going around from door to door asking what that noise was, about how it shook the whole building. And the rest of the week, I was miserable, you know, and it really never dawned on me that not only did he fart on my pillow, he gave me pink eye that week, which then transpired to me getting a nasty eye infection, which led to my eyes being ultra sensitive to contacts, which is the reason that I wear these little puppies now. So yeah, hopefully I didn't bore you guys. This was, like I said, like take 18, but that's the time that I knocked somebody out over a bag of Funyuns.